Hi everybody, Chris Pratt here, and today I'll be walking you through my React Native app, iForager. If I'm going a little fast, I apologize, but I'm going to try and fit in as much as I can here. Give you a quick walkthrough and then a brief overview of the code. This is just my home page here, a little brief introduction, some instructions, and a little advice on foraging there. And then you can see with a click here, we'll open the drawer navigator, which we have several different screens available to us. Each one of them is a selector for finding different observations of edible fruit, berries, alliums, or mushrooms near you using the iNaturalist API. If we go ahead and click here, we can see we have a little loading indicator and then our fade in flat list with each observation we get from iNaturalist. You can see as you scroll through, there's quite a bit today. And depending upon your location, it will return obviously a different amount, but right now there's a 15-mile radius in which it will return observations, and there's a limit on that for a number of reasons, but the simplest is that we simply don't want to exceed a flat list over 200. We also have several different ways to interact here. We can select any observation just by clicking the image. It'll come up on the map. If we double click, it will center it. And not only that, but it will retain whatever zoom level you have as well while it centers. If you're scrolling using the map, we can also select that way. And if you double click, it will actually center and scroll in the flat list to the selected item. We can also sort it several different ways here. If you see now, it's sorted by distance from the point that you've given. You can also sort by date or species. And you can also select and filter for each specific species that is returned dynamically. You can also see that each screen is a separate instance of the same component with all of the same things but independent of each other. You can also use the unfiltered mode, which essentially takes an element out of the HTTP GET request that filters for science quality grade observations and allows you to see observations that may not be as accurate. So that might be a little better for more experienced foragers who are looking for some more destinations to go to. You can also see that you can enter any custom location and it'll take you right there. Now, I will say most iNaturalist users are located in the United States and Europe, but there are actually observations all over the world. So I think it's a great tool to encourage people to get out there and maybe experience some outdoors and foraging, things that they've never done before or maybe never have even tried. With that being said, I'll go ahead and move over to the code portion real quick. And we'll start off in the main component, which is essentially just the master component that contains all the screens. You can see here that I do have a small finder option custom drawer component, which basically I use to insert the image background and things like the unfiltered mode switch and the address entry box. Then we have the simple home navigator for the home page. And then the most important part here is the finder nav, which is a single screen based on the card display component. It takes a single prop that will change the entirety of the screen essentially. So for the berry screen, it's passed in a string called berries and extrapolates what it should do from there. Similar for alliums, fruit, and mushrooms. You can see I used to have them all as separate navigator screens, but I found a way to condense them into a single one, and that saved me many lines of codes, and I think it's just more concise. And you can see that here. They're each represented by the same finder nav with a different prop essentially, and this argument constructs the finder nav screen with that as a prop, the parameter as a prop, excuse me. And then you'll see the actual main component here. It does have some functionality, mostly related to setting states that need to be passed down to the finder nav screen, or things like getting the location automatically when the app starts. You didn't see it ask for permissions on my phone because I already have given it, but it would have asked if I had not already given them. That being said, that is the majority of the project, and I just want to make sure to keep it on time here. So thank you so much for joining me, and in the future I really look forward to adding some more features, building it out, and eventually adding it to the App and Play Store. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.